Welcome to the Science of Fiction HFY Galaxy Tales. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and tap the notification bell so you never miss a new story from HFY Galaxy Tales. Where humanity always finds a way. The shielded child. The battlefield was chaos. Gunfire echoed across the dark sky, and explosions shook the ground. The enemy, a brutal alien force, was relentless. Human soldiers fought back with everything they had, but the aliens seemed unstoppable. Among the wreckage, one young, alien child, no older than 8, wandered aimlessly, her face streaked with fear and dirt. She had lost her family in the fight and was now trapped in the middle of the war. Alex, a seasoned human soldier, scanned the area through his helmet. His hands gripped his rifle, but his eyes caught something that stopped him cold. The child, she was alone, too far from any cover, and completely vulnerable. His heart skipped a beat. In the heat of battle, soldiers did not hesitate. They moved quickly, they fought hard. But Alex wasn't just another soldier. His training had taught him to see beyond the chaos. This child, despite being from the enemy, was just that, a child. Without thinking, Alex sprinted towards her. The ground beneath him exploded as an alien grenade landed nearby, sending dust and debris into the air. The child screamed, her small body trembling. Alex reached her in an instant. He didn't stop to question why. He simply threw his body over hers, shielding her from the blasts. His armor absorbed the blows, but the pain surged through him. His chest heaved as his heart raced, but he stayed in position, his body a human shield for the alien child. The sounds of battle continued to rage around them, but Alex focused only on the child beneath him. Her wide eyes stared up at him in shock, not understanding why he would protect her, someone who was supposed to be his enemy. But Alex didn't care. All he could think about was getting her to safety. For what felt like hours, Alex lay there, taking the hits. His armor was dented, his body bruised, but he didn't move. He couldn't, not until he was sure the child was safe. The constant fire from the enemy slowed as the battle began to shift, the human forces gaining ground. Finally, when the sound of gunfire began to fade, Alex pushed himself off the ground, his legs shaking from the weight. He looked down at the child. Her eyes were still wide, her tiny hands gripping his armor as if she thought he might disappear. Slowly, he stood and extended a hand to her. She didn't move at first, still in disbelief. Alex crouched down, offering a reassuring smile, though he was unsure whether she would understand. But after a long moment, the child hesitantly placed her hand in his just as Alex began to pull her to safety. Something caught his eye. A tall figure stood in the distance, watching him intently. The figure was cloaked in dark armor, their presence commanding and powerful. The figure's eyes locked onto Alex and the child. It was the alien mother. Alex froze, his heart skipping a beat. The woman's gaze was filled with something fierce, something otherworldly. He had seen fear, anger, and hatred in the eyes of enemies before, but this was different. This was the look of someone who had just lost everything, someone who would do anything to get it back. The alien mother's hand clenched into a fist. Alex could feel the weight of her stare from across the battlefield. He knew, in that moment, that this was no ordinary enemy. She wasn't just some warrior, she was a leader, a protector. And she had witnessed the one thing that would change everything. She had seen him protect her child. For a moment, everything stood still. The battle around them seemed too quiet, as if the world was holding its breath. Alex didn't know what was going to happen next, but he knew he had made a choice. In that split second, he had done the unthinkable. He had shielded the enemy's child. And now, something would come of it. The alien mother did not move. Her eyes never left Alex, and as he carefully led the child away from the battlefield, he couldn't shake the feeling that he had just started something far bigger than he could ever imagine. The tension in the air thickened. What would the alien mother do? What did she see in him? And what would become of the bond that had just been formed? As Alex carried the child to safety, he knew that this was only the beginning, and the consequences would be far-reaching. The aliens claimed the days that followed the battle were a blur for Alex. He had never expected to find himself in the middle of an alien conflict, let alone be in the position he was now, a prisoner of war. After saving the alien child, he had been quickly captured by the enemy. His injuries, though painful, were nothing compared to the uncertainty he now faced. Alex sat in a cold, dark cell, his hands bound by alien technology. His body ached, but his mind was focused on the child. What had happened to her? Was she safe now? He could still hear her terrified cries echoing in his mind. That sound had driven him to protect her, and he couldn't help but wonder if he had done the right thing. Would the aliens have killed her if he hadn't? Would they have killed him if he hadn't shielded her? His thoughts were interrupted by the sound of heavy footsteps approaching. The door to his cell opened, and 2 alien guards stepped inside. They were tall, their faces obscured by dark helmets, but Alex could feel their eyes on him. They said nothing as they roughly pulled him to his feet and dragged him down a long corridor. Alex's heart pounded as he was taken through the winding halls of the alien ship. He knew they were taking him to someone important, but who and why? What did they want with him? They reached a large chamber, its walls lined with alien symbols that Alex couldn't begin to understand. At the far end of the room stood a figure that made his stomach drop. The alien mother. She stood tall, her armor gleaming in the dim light. Her gaze was cold and calculating, yet there was something about it, something deeper that sent a chill down his spine. The guards pushed him forward, and Alex stumbled to his knees before her. His mind raced, but he didn't speak. He wasn't sure what to say, or if it even mattered. The alien mother stared at him for a long moment, her expression unreadable. Then, in a voice that resonated with power and authority, she spoke. "You shielded my child," she said, her tone both sharp and curious. Why? Alex didn't know how to answer. He had acted without thinking. He didn't know what compelled him to protect the child. It was simply instinct, something deep inside him. But he couldn't explain that to her. "I couldn't let her die," he said, his voice hoarse. The alien mother's eyes narrowed. "You have broken the laws of my people," she said, her voice colder now. "You have defied me. Defied my right to decide who lives and who dies. And yet, you saved her." She paced slowly around him, her presence overwhelming. Alex felt small, vulnerable in her presence, but he refused to look away. He had made his choice, and he would stand by it. "Do you understand what this means?" she asked, her voice now softer, almost as if she were speaking to herself. "You have changed everything. I had no plan for this. No plan for you." Alex swallowed hard, unsure of what she was talking about. "What do you want from me?" She stopped in front of him, her gaze piercing through him. "I want to know why," she said simply. "Why would a human risk his life for one of my kind? Why would you protect my daughter?" Alex had no answer for her. He wasn't sure why he had done it. Perhaps it was because he had always been taught to protect those who couldn't protect themselves. Perhaps it was because, in that moment, he had seen only a frightened child, not an enemy. The alien mother studied him for a long time, her eyes searching for something, trying to understand him. Then, without warning, she reached down and lifted his chin with one long, delicate finger. "You are not like the others," she said quietly, her voice now laced with something Alex couldn't place. "You will not die for your actions. No, I have other plans for you." Alex's heart skipped a beat. What did she mean? What kind of plans? Before he could ask, the alien mother spoke again. "You will stay with me. You will help me. And in return, I will spare your life. You will learn what it means to be under my protection. And perhaps, you will learn to understand why I claim you." Her words echoed in his mind. She had saved him. But for what? What was she really asking of him? As the alien guards escorted him out of the chamber, Alex couldn't help but feel a strange sense of unease. He had saved her child, but now, he wondered if he had just signed up for something far more dangerous than he could have ever imagined. The alien mother's claim had just begun, and Alex was left wondering, what would it mean for him to be her chosen, and what had he just agreed to? The tension was thick in the air as he was led away. The unexpected bond. Alex sat in his cell, his mind racing. The alien mother's words echoed through his thoughts. "You will stay with me. You will help me. And in return, I will spare your life." He couldn't shake the feeling that he was trapped in something much bigger than he had ever expected. A simple act of compassion, shielding a child from harm, had led him to this point. And now, he had no idea what she truly wanted from him. Days passed, and Alex was kept in the alien ship's prison, though it didn't feel like a typical prison. The guards treated him with a cold indifference, but he was given food and water enough to keep him alive. He wasn't sure whether that was a blessing or a curse. The uncertainty gnawed at him. He had spent years in the military, and he had faced dangers, but nothing like this. He was in the hands of an alien race, and they had every power over him. Yet, there was something strange about the alien mother's presence. There was an intensity in her gaze, something that made him feel as though she wasn't just a cold leader but something more complex. It was during one of his quiet moments that she appeared again. This time, Alex was led to a room, far grander than any place he had seen aboard the ship. The walls were adorned with symbols and intricate designs, but it wasn't just the room that stood out, it was her. The alien mother stood in front of a vast window that looked out over the stars. Her figure was regal, and the weight of her authority was undeniable. But this time, Alex noticed something different in her eyes. It wasn't just cold command, it was curiosity, perhaps even something warmer. She turned toward him, and her gaze softened, though her posture remained commanding. "You still wonder why you are here," she said, her voice quieter now, almost like a question. Alex nodded, unsure of how to respond. I don't understand. You saved my life, but for what? What do you want from me?" The alien mother took a step closer, her presence powerful, but there was a hint of something more. "I want you to understand," she said, her voice firm but not unkind. "You saved my child, and in doing so, you defied everything I knew. My people do not protect one another like that. We conquer, we destroy, but you." She paused, as if unsure of the words. "You showed mercy. And I do not know how to handle that." Alex was silent, his mind spinning. He had saved her child, yes, but it felt like there was something more beneath the surface. Was this about mercy? Or was there something deeper between them? "I didn't do it to prove anything," Alex said quietly. "I just couldn't leave her there. She was a child. She didn't deserve to die." The alien mother studied him carefully, her gaze never leaving his face. "You are different from the others. I see it in your eyes, in the way you speak. You are not like the soldiers who follow orders blindly. You act from a place of humanity." She stepped closer, and Alex felt a surge of unease. What was she trying to tell him? "I want you to stay with me, Alex," she said, her voice almost gentle. "I want you to help me. Help my people. Together, we can change the fate of my race. We can survive." Alex's mind raced. What was she asking of him? Did she want him to stay by her side as a prisoner, or did she see something in him that could help her? And why was she speaking to him like this now, in this way? "You want me to fight for you?" Alex asked, his voice betraying his confusion. "After everything, you want me to fight for your people?" The alien mother gave him a long, considering look. "Not fight, help. My people are at war. But there are things we have lost, things we need to understand. I believe you can teach us. You can teach me." Her words were soft now, almost hesitant. "You have seen things we have not. Your compassion, your ability to protect without question it, is something my people do not know, but I believe we can learn from you." For the first time, Alex saw vulnerability in her eyes. It was subtle, almost imperceptible, but it was there. She wasn't just a cold conqueror, she was a mother, a leader, struggling to understand a world she couldn't control. Alex didn't know how to respond. He had thought of himself as a soldier, someone who followed orders. But now, standing before this alien mother, he realized that he had a choice to make. Could he trust her? Could he help her people, despite everything they had done? Was this the beginning of an unlikely alliance, or was it a trap? "I'll help you," Alex said finally, his voice steady, though he wasn't sure if he believed his own words. "But on one condition." The alien mother raised an eyebrow. "And what is that?" "I want to know what you really want." "I want the truth," Alex said firmly. She stared at him for a long moment before nodding. "You will have it, Alex. You will know everything." The tension between them shifted. For the first time, there was an unspoken understanding. They were no longer enemies, but something more, something uncertain. Something that could change the course of both their lives. The alien mother stepped back, her posture now more relaxed. "Come with me, then. We have much to discuss." As Alex followed her, he couldn't shake the feeling that this was the beginning of something unexpected. He had never imagined that a simple act of protection could lead to this. What would become of him, and what would become of her? Time would tell, but for now, they would face the future together, however uncertain it might be. Ask ChatGPT.